Myindustry Consulting Group, MCG.
All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on heavy industry and look at a manufacturing hub that, honestly, most people overlook. We're talking about a really critical piece of tech, the slurry pump, and the surprising country that's become a powerhouse in building them, Iran. So here's our roadmap for this explainer. First, we'll get up to speed on what these pumps actually are. Then we'll dig into why Iran is such a compelling place to build them. We'll meet the top companies, get real about the challenges, and then wrap it all up with what this opportunity could mean for you. Okay, so first things first, before we can really grasp the opportunity here, we have to understand the machines we're talking about. And trust me, these are not just any old pumps. They are the absolute workhorses of the industrial world. To get a feel for it, just picture the grittiest, toughest jobs out there. Think mining, steel production, or making cement. These sectors have to move literal tons of abrasive, nasty material day in and day out. So the big question is, how do they do it? Well, the answer is this beast of a machine, the slurry pump. This is not your average water pump, not by a long shot. It's an industrial tank built from super resilient materials like high-chrome alloys, and it's designed specifically to move mixtures that would chew up and spit out a normal pump. Seriously, without these things, some of our most vital industries would just stop. So we know these pumps are incredibly tough, specialized pieces of kit. And that brings us right to the heart of the matter. Why Iran? How on earth did this country emerge as such a competitive spot for manufacturing these things? Well, it really comes down to a kind of perfect storm of advantages. For starters, Iran has tons of raw materials, like steel, right there in its own backyard, which immediately slashes costs. Then you add in a really deep bench of skilled engineers, a prime location at the crossroads of Asia and Europe, and you get a potent, cost-effective manufacturing base. And what that all boils down to is a really powerful value proposition. On one hand, you're getting high-quality pumps that are built to last and meet tough industrial standards. But on the other hand, you're getting them at a price that's often way more affordable than what you'd find in Europe or even in other parts of Asia. It's that classic combination of quality and cost. Now, a great value proposition is one thing, but you need companies to actually deliver on it. So let's meet the key players who are really driving this whole scene in Iran. We've kind of covered the why, so now it's time for the who. Who are the companies leading the charge and making a name for themselves in this tough, specialized industry? You know, you start to see a few names pop up again and again. Companies like Pumpiran, Tehran, Ghateh, and Sanat. These aren't startups. We're talking about established manufacturers, some of whom have been doing this for decades, building for some of the world's most demanding sectors. Now, what's really fascinating here is the sheer variety. You have giants like Pumpiran, which was originally founded with technical support from KSB, a huge German company. But then you also have firms like Sanat, which is a certified knowledge-based company focused on specialized heavy-duty models. So this isn't just one type of industry, it's a whole diverse ecosystem. Okay, of course, no market is perfect, right? We have to be realistic about the hurdles, but more importantly, we need to look at the smart, proven ways that companies are already navigating them. And let's just be blunt about it. The main challenges are probably what you're already thinking: international sanctions, tricky banking rules, and complex regulations. These are absolutely real factors that any company from outside the country has to deal with. But, and this is the important part, these are not deal breakers. There's already a well-established playbook for this. Smart companies get it done by partnering with local experts who know the rules, using financial channels in third countries for payments, and hiring logistics specialists who know how to get things shipped reliably. This isn't just theory. This is the practical, on-the-ground solution that works. So, with that realistic picture of the landscape, what's the bottom line? Let's boil everything we've talked about down into two clear opportunities, depending on whether you're looking to buy this equipment or maybe even invest in making it. Look, if you're a buyer for a mine or a steel mill, the opportunity here is pretty straightforward. You get access to the tough, high-quality pumps you need to run your operation, but with a major cost advantage. This is especially true if you're located in the region, where shipping is fast and efficient.
Now, for potential investors, it's a different angle, but just as interesting. Here, the opportunity is to partner up with these established local companies. You can get in on joint ventures, benefit from those lower production costs, and tap into both a solid domestic market and a growing base for exports.
And that brings us full circle, back to this surprising opportunity. You have to wonder, as global supply chains keep changing and shifting, could these overlooked industrial hubs, the ones with this unique blend of skill, resources, and value, be the real future of industrial sourcing? It's definitely something to think about. Thanks for tuning in.